Hello, good evening. I will be there in one moment. Just running a little late. Hey, Drew. I'll be right back. How's that look? Oh, that looks good. Slightly different setup this week too. I'm trying something a little different for my setup. Um, actually, you know what else I need? Hang on. Okay. Hopefully that sounds a little better. Actually, let me get one more. Hang on. Just trying to figure out. Okay, that's probably better. Hopefully that sounds a little better. I'm just trying to find something to prop my mic up with. Yeah, trying a little different setup. I tried moving my coffee table over, and it's a little wider, which gives me some space to kind of stretch things out a little better. Oh, I know, puzzle. We moved it. I know. You got to explore now. Like what happened? Yeah, I know. We moved it. Um, Sorry for the delay. Just running a little late. It got late working out, and then that kind of pushed dinner back a little bit, and um, that kind of pushed back everything. So we are gonna play in honor of the superb owl. We are going to play a couple of football games tonight. We're going to play Tecmo Bowl on the Nintendo Entertainment System, and we'll play that for a while. And then we are going to play Tecmo Super Bowl on the Super Nintendo. And we'll come back at some point and play the NES version as well, which is a little different from the the NES one. Do you want to eat? I believe that's a yes. All right, so we'll get started in a second. Come on, come on. Oh wow, that sucks. Yeah, yeah. Funerals are friggin' weird right now. Um, Yeah, funerals are like super weird. Um, to be going to, for sure. Yeah. Are they doing like a in person thing, or is it just gonna be like a Zoom call? All right. So Tecmo Bowl, um, one of the pre Madden. This was the football series, really. Tim Brown, that was my dude. Yeah, yeah. My mom was cremated too. In fact, everybody. It's weird. On my father's side, they're all very religious, and everybody's getting cremated as they die, which is interesting. I'm kind of surprised by that because they don't seem like the cremation types. Yeah, so the Raiders have the dual running back tandem of Bo Jackson and Marcus Allen, and here goes Bo for a brief shining moment. He played just like this in the NFL until he got hurt. I thought we were gonna win 4 for 5 Super Bowls in the '90s, but then he got hurt and 89. I want to. It's 88 or 89. Yeah, because then the second game on the NES is 91. Yeah, you can't onside kick in this one. But yeah, Bo was incredible for a couple years, and then he got hurt in a playoff game. And I remember right before they went to commercial break, they zoomed in on him, and the look on his face, it was just like, oh crap, oh crap, oh crap, and it was bad. It turned out. Yeah, so they have Herschel. Yeah, so this was 89 because Dallas still has Herschel Walker. This is right before they did that like totally insane trade with the Vikings, where they traded Herschel Walker and like a handful of, I think it was like a couple draft picks, and the draft picks they got back from Minnesota basically turned into like their entire Super Bowl team. Like they had already drafted Aikman, but like pretty much everybody else was from those picks. Yeah, it's pretty crazy. This game is much more than the other ones, the other NES one, and then the one on the SNES, and then there's a couple sequels after that that are kind of hit or miss. Um, is still very arcadey. In fact, there is an arcade Tecmo Bowl. I have never played. It got reissued fairly recent, within the last year or two, on modern game consoles. Another one of those like arcade archives games. I have not played. I probably should. hey, you just ate, so I think you should relax. Yeah, they're just doing runs to Walker. Ho's pretty good himself. I mean, he got traded for all those picks for a reason. I mean, he was really good. But he never quite replicated it in Minnesota. And he got hurt too. And he retired and he got into mixed martial arts and now he's like a ugh, he's kind of a nutter. He was also a USFL player. He played for the Generals with Doug Flutie. I had a Doug Flutie jersey as a kid. And then in middle school, because I was a nerd, I had an imported Doug Flutie Toronto Argonauts jersey. I had a Rocket Ishmael Toronto Argonauts jersey too. Eventually of the Raiders after he came back from the CFL. That was another dude, Rocket Ishmael, who I really thought was gonna, you know, be like really good, and he was fine. He won a Super Bowl with, he was on the Packers team that won the Super Bowl. I think so. And Todd Christensen. This was right at the end of his career. He was a broadcaster for NBC. After, right out, I think this is his last season. He was a really good tight end. He was on the '83 Raiders Super Bowl team. But yeah, pre Madden, this was the football game. There were a whole ton of games, football games on the NES. There was there was football, which was a arcade port. That was Nintendo's football game. There was NFL football, which was really bad. That was an LJN game. Like they had the Major League Baseball game. In fact, Jeremy Parrish just did a video about Major League Baseball. That game sucks too. That was one of the games I got with my Nintendo. My dad, through no fault of his own, was like, "Yeah, well, you like baseball, and you play it for like 10 minutes, and you're like, whoa, this game is crapola." There was John Elway's quarterback, which is I don't remember it being good. There was, I'm trying to think. I think there were like one or two more. There was some other one that was like kind of like an more arcadey game. Too. And yeah, most of they were not good. And then this came out and it was just like, whoa. I mean, we used to play the hell out of this at everybody's house. Yeah, they're gonna punt. They don't take chances in this game like in the later ones. NFL 2K and Sega Dreamcast is some seriously good stuff. Yeah, so that's kind of the on the NES, and then yeah, and that well in 89 was the first Madden game, but it was on the PC, and then there was on the Genesis there was John Madden Football, and then yeah, look at Bogo, look at him go. It was and then there was Madden, what's now referred to as Madden 92, and then Madden 93. That was the first one that everybody had, and then on the Genesis there was also Joe Montana Football, which I owned, um, and it was fine. I don't think I'd want to play it now. It's probably pretty. It probably hasn't held up very well. There was also Sports Talk Football, which was one of the first games to have I mean in the modern, I mean there were games like on the Atari and stuff like that that had video that had audio announcing, but like vaguely real time announcing. And there was also Sports Talk Baseball. I owned Sports Talk. Actually, I owned Sports Talk Football too, but I played a ton of Sports Talk Baseball. Oh, the other NES game, the other NES football game was Play Action Football, which was not that good. The one on the Super Nintendo is a little better, but yeah, that's another game I dumped hours and hours into. Um, like it's unplayable now. But it was cool because it had college teams, like fake teams, but it was like all like Notre Dame was called South Bend, stuff like that. And so you could do like a season, and then they let you do a playoff system. It was really cool, and you could create high schools and do a season, which was I had a friend, this dude Dave, that was like real into the idea of doing yeah, see, they're punning right before the half. They should just go for it. Yeah, the AI sucks in this game. But yeah, the play action football games, and then yeah, on the Genesis you had Joe Montana, Sports Talk. I want to say there was a Steve Young game, maybe. Maybe. Aired out. Wide open. Don't worry, it gets harder in later weeks in the season. In the first week, you always blow them out. That's gonna be halftime, right? Oh, all right. We gotta still kick off once. And then on the Super Nintendo, yeah, they started with like Madden, and the EA games on the Super Nintendo sucked. They were so bad. Yeah, the college football games were always cool. Like mid OOs, those games were really cool. That started as Bill Walsh football on the Genesis for like a year or two, and then it became NCAA. And you played it every year, but that didn't like it really picked up. I remember on the PS2 was when that series like totally took off, and every year it was like a big deal when it came out. And there were dudes online that would, if you admit, there was a person that And again, I guess we can talk about this these days, but like you would mail your memory card out and they'd mail it back with all the, I mean, nowadays you would just download them, but like you would mail your memory card out and they'd send you back all the like updated college rosters. This is how they got sued because it was so easy to do this, and you could like request like your local like universities to be in it, and if they weren't in the game already, and for like $15 or something. It was friggin' awesome. And I played a lot of that. Probably till about like 11 or 12 or so, when I kind of stopped watching like college football, so it's because of the licensing of the players. This dude named Ed O'Bannon, who played for UCLA, and he played in the NBA for a couple of years, was able to prove that his likeness was used in the college basketball game. And like, in the college football one, they make it pretty obvious. And so EA got sued, and I forget if they actually lost the suit or it was settled out of court. I think it was settled out of court, and that was the end of the NCAA season. Because you'll notice with the new game, they're calling it college football. There's no mention of the NCAA. So what they're probably going to have to do is do individual agreements with the different schools or conferences maybe to be in it, and they can't just like I mean, and that's what they did before, but now they'll have to do it, through the players. And this is going to be a real good opportunity for these players to unionize too, like they absolutely should. But yeah, then there was NFL Blitz, and NFL 2K on the Dreamcast. What a game! I wish my Dreamcast worked. My Dreamcast is busted. Yeah, they're saying, I read the thing about it. It looks like it's gonna be a couple years probably before it actually comes out. But yeah, Madden. I stopped playing Madden in the mid '90s, and then I picked it up again in like '99 or so. '98. Yeah, it was '98 when we got a PlayStation. And I played it every year until probably about, like, I'd play the NCAA game. What I would do every year is I would play NCAA. It would come out in July, and you go pick it up. I used to go to Funko Land, and what is now GameStop. And you would go the night before it was supposed to come out. They'd have them at the end of the night, and everyone would line up, and you pick up a game, and you can't do this these days. But like back in the day, this was what was done. And I'd play through, I'd play my college career for 4 years to get my draft classes. And then when Madden came out in August, I'd trade NCAA in and get like, $30, $35 for it. And same thing, you show up, Madden's supposed to come out whatever day, you show up the night before, at the end of the night, and, everybody lines up for it. And, you would get Madden. And then, I don't know, at some point I stopped playing Madden. I picked it up maybe like 3 or 4 years ago, and I was totally not into it. Yeah, Madden feels very samey for sure. I agree. Oh, interception. Yeah, the only two sports games I play every year are Super Mega Baseball and FIFA. FIFA, they made some real improvements this year on FIFA. FIFA plays like really, really well. They kind of fixed defense. They fixed crossing, which had been busted for a couple of years. Um, you know, they really upgraded career mode a lot. Yeah, career mode had like a total overhaul. It's pretty cool, and I'm pretty friggin' impressed with myself. I switched to world class from professional this year, and I've been doing really well. In fact, I'm in year four. I just finished year four, and I won the Champions League. I've won. Let me think. Won the league. We won the league in yeah. This year we won the league. We won the league and Champions League. The year before we won the league, and I think the FA Cup. And the first two seasons I didn't win anything. Because world class is a jump up in difficulty for sure. But once you get it down, and you've got the players you need to be able to um, facilitate it, yeah, it's very very doable. Yeah, because the lower difficulties in that game are like not they're too easy. Even pro, last year I got real bored of pro because I just dominated it. It was really ridiculous. Yeah, so much of this is guessing where they're gonna pass it. But yeah, FIFA is really good this year. So I've won a couple cups, the league a couple times, Champions League, and the years I got knocked out of the Champions League, it was like the one year I almost got knocked out in the group stage, but I needed to make up a goal differential in the sixth match, and I did. And then the other year that I got knocked out. It was in the I think it was a round of eight or maybe it was the semifinal. It was against Barcelona, and it was 6-6 on aggregate, and they won on away goals. I mean, we were just lobbing the ball in over and over again. It was awesome. And then there was the one year I had to come back in the second leg in like the semifinal a couple times, down like a couple goals. I had to make up the goal difference, and I was able to do it. It was pretty crazy. Classic Manchester United comebacks. And despite the fact that I won the Champions League this year in the off season, I got to kind of rebuild a little bit, sell some players. The best ever comeback I ever had in FIFA it was like FIFA 12 or 13. Is Champions League final against Bayern Munich, and if you know your Champions League history, you know where this is going. We basically recreated it from '99. It was instead of 1-1, it was 0-0 into extra time, and my team is gassed. I mean, they are like barely moving, and Bayern scored real early. Like, just basically went down the pitch and scored. And I'm like, okay, well, that's not good. And in like the 116th, I think it's 15th or 16th minute, we scored. Just got a corner, and just like in '99, it wasn't Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, but actually I think it was Wayne Rooney. Put it in, and okay, we're going to penalties. But then I was like, we got 4 minutes left. We're gonna win this. And on the restart, I got a loose ball, bashed it against a Bayern player to get a throw in, and basically, like I can visualize it in my head, got the throw in to a player who was on the move, who, this is before you could do the through balls, so passed it into the center to I had a striker, I forget his name, he was a regenerated player, he was a South Korean, got it to him, and he did the thing that you do nowadays where you just kind of pivot and turn, and he just blasted into the net. Last kick of the match. We won the fucking Champions League. It was awesome. Yeah, it wasn't Teddy Sheringham and Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, but close enough. And it was against Bayern too, so it's pretty delightful, I gotta say. Yeah, that was a good one. I just kind of dropped control on the floor and was just like, what did I just do? Just unfreaking believable. Just mouth on the floor. Couldn't believe it. I made up a 4 goal differential last year once in the Champions League. It's in like the round of 16 or something. But we went down. It was 5-1 in the first the away match, and we came back, or no, the home match, and so we were away, and we took it because of away goals. I was able to just get it back. Yeah, it's crazy this shit you can do when you're brute forcing it. It's almost over. I won like 3 or 4 years ago. I won an FA Cup on like the last kick of the match once too. Is Wayne Rooney got fouled right outside the box. And it was an extra time too, so 123rd minute or something. Gets fouled. It's kind of too close in to do it. Like, if you watch soccer, they always talk about like, you want to be slightly back so you can get the ball up and down. And so I'm thinking, I'm not gonna be able to do this. And I aimed and I aimed, and I was like, just then I just kind of hit O, and it bounced off the goalkeeper in, and I was like, holy shit. Wow. That is incredible. Yeah, the clock doesn't run in this one either. Yeah, I've done some zany stuff for sure. No, the AI is not good in this game. Yeah. It gets better in later, like the way this game works is in the later weeks it gets better. So you'll see next week like they do better coverage and stuff like that. But basically, if you find the open guy, you're good to go. And when you're playing against a person too, like they do a better job of guessing what play you're gonna do. But yeah, it's not great. It's better in later games for sure. In the Super Nintendo one, it gets pretty tough as it goes on. I've beaten it, but by like week 10, week 11, it's pretty hard. I beat it. I replayed through that. It was like 10 or 11 years ago. One summer, I just decided, oh, I'm gonna play. I'm gonna play through. Yeah, Mike Renfro, and I'm playing as a cornerback, Mike Hayes. He played for the Raiders. He played for the Patriots back in the 70s. He was on those Super Bowl teams. Yeah, clock doesn't run too, so it kind of takes forever to get the game wrapped up. Like in the later games, the clock actually runs. But no, this was the funnest damn game going at the time. And it's not like real super strategy, so like anybody could play it. Like it's not like Madden where you need like a friggin' PhD in football to know, or FIFA. Like FIFA is not a game that you can like hand to someone and be like, "Oh, here, come play this." Like you've got to really learn how the game works. And there's only 4 plays also, which isn't great. In the in all the other ones, there's like 8, and then in the Super Nintendo ones, you get a whole bunch of them. In fact, you get like Tecmo Super Bowl 3. I think it's 3. You've like it's like Madden. Like you just have like pages and pages of playbooks, and it's like too much for a game like this. Although they try to make it a little more like sim style in the later ones, like responding to Madden for sure. I'm trying to do some passes so I don't just like hand the ball to Bo every time. Yeah, see if they guess, they get a jump on you. Now I have no idea what like the pattern of what they pick is. Yeah, see, fourth down. You know, we didn't even score. We're gonna have to kick a field goal. Chris Barr. His brother played in the NFL too, Matt Barr. Oops. He kicked for the Eagles at one point, I think. I remember him from he was on those Browns teams in the mid '80s that were really good. And Eric Dickerson, he was really good for the Rams and then the Colts. He played in the USFL too for Memphis. Well, that was weird that they went for it there. Oh, okay, that went away. Give the ball to Bo. Why not? Yeah, see, they're already tackling better in week 2. But if you get the break on them, you're still going to score. Albert Bentley. He played in the USFL also. For Los Angeles, I think. Yeah, look at Dickerson go. Tim Brown. I had a Tim Brown jersey as a kid. I had a Tim Brown jersey, a Bo Jackson jersey, and a Jim Plunkett jersey. They can't pick run 1 3 times in a row, can they? They cannot. And your blocking works, and there you go. Off he goes. Yeah, that's the thing. Like the AI, if your AI blocking work, I mean, that's the same problem Madden had for a long time too. Like if the AI blocking doesn't work, it. I remember there was one year where it was like kind of bad, and I remember it was like really like shitty trying to run. Because you'd be going down the field and nobody's blocking for you, and it's like, okay. Yeah, see? Yeah, we'll just go kick field goal. Ooh, just made it. I love how your like kicker and stuff like that, can chase people down. It's pretty funny.